welcome back to another episode of The 12, our epic campaign of discovery and adventure across the continent of Corvair. And the story streams live around Sundays at 6 p.m. Central here on Javelin Entertainment, and if you missed the last session, check it out on our channel page or by clicking the link down in the description.
Last time, the morning dawned on a shaken Jasira, her mind still smoldering with the scandalous encounter of the night before. From the lips of the succubus came revelations most dire. Her father still lived, but more dangerously, her grandmother, none other than the pallid elf sorceress Brynhilde Ridardir, was alive and dwelling upon Galreth's estate. Uneasy truth stirred the iron heart of Boko, who turned his gaze not to tomorrow, but to yesterday. Through spell and will he sought the child who once bore his very first prosthetic, but what he found was horrific. A woman aged with time, the blackened tunnels of Galreth's estate, and cruel experiments upon pallid elves. With dread in his chest, Boko stormed to the Hospice where he confronted the weary administrator Alistair. The man's words cut through the haze. The Iron Horizon could never hope to topple Galreth without power, without renown. Alistair stepped before them options to gain such renown, to solve the mystery of the great explosion or earn glory in the Lord's festival, a deadly contest where the favor of the masked lords might be won. Ever the planner, Roland plotted to expand their growing legend. Klein would curry favor among the Harpers, aided by Lady Pyrrha's social status. Reddy would sing songs of the Iron Horizon across the city. The Schult and Rail would prowl the job boards, earning coin and whispers of renown. Roland himself would ascend into the criminal underworld, while Boko and Jasira sought the aid of Redbeard and the ever-unpredictable Morian. But Redbeard proved a tempest, strange, evasive, dismissive. Only after persistence and perhaps a touch of luck did he allow them to join his own scheme, breaking into the wreckage of the exploded tower. With almost timely distraction, they slipped inside, past ash and ruin. The tower's secrets had been scoured away, save for one, a hidden passage within a strange arcane mirror, and within, two prisoners. Boko's strange machinations proved an augmentation to crack and reach through, and at last the glass gave way, and from its depths stepped the familiar figure of Morian, and a stranger who named himself Zane. Who is this Zane freed from the mirror's prison? What dark designs fester still within Galreth's estate? And will the Iron Horizon's name rise high enough to challenge the lords of shadow and silk? Let's tune in and find out.
So, Morian, as you are pulled free of this glass mirror-like arcane prison along with Redbeard and this figure Zane, Zane extends a hand out, introducing himself to Boko and Jasira, who are standing there. The three of you, along with these two other figures, now stand within the remnants of some secretive passageway within this once wizard's tower. The passageway still extends beyond where Morian and Zane had yet to travel, only having just discovered this section. What would you all like to do?
Wait, there's more to travel and explore.
Complete the dungeon.
Yes, so you all had kind of come through this doorway out of the wall, and kind of going down this passage, there had been the large mirror that had trapped and kind of having pulled you all through to the other, not the other side, but past it. This hall does extend a little bit further to some chamber that is yet to be explored.
Oh, how totally tedious. I suppose I must be grateful to you lot now.
You can start by telling us what it is you are doing in here and why it is you are needing rescuing.
Well, we were trying to find some of the details on the explosion. After all, you did remove Morian of our only clue, so we were looking for some others to bide our time. We do appreciate you pulling us out, though. Wasn't sure how we'd make our way out of that one.
Yeah, it was terribly tedious. So many hours. It definitely had our number.
There is a conversation that needs to be had, but this is not the place to have it. Let us finish looking around here, and we will get out.
Well done! You got past the guards!
Redbeard kind of speaks up. It wasn't that hard. There's not exactly doing extensive rounds. Alma just spooked them a little bit and they ran quite a ways.
Perhaps
Decided asset.
Perhaps it would be best if we continue, and Boko gestures to everybody except for Redbeard and says, and you go make sure that Alma is okay and not in guard custody.
He kind of looks back and forth for a moment, kind of slowly nods. Yeah, all right, I can do that. I'm not so good at the whole investigating anyway. I'll see you out on top side.
Reaches out to touch his arm and says, "Thank you, really."
He gives a nod and a slight grab on your shoulder, Morian.
Right as he goes to leave, Boko is just going to tell him, do not touch anything, hit anything, breathe on anything that you do not know. And Boko's going to touch him and cast invisibility.
Are you implying that Redbeard doesn't know his way around while being invisible?
There's a small stumbling sound further down the hall.
I think that answers your question.
Oh, darling, you made me right.
I think that answers the question.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna do a little bit more investigating. Boko's just gonna say, I am sure you are overwhelmingly aware, but this place is trapped. So please proceed with caution.
You don't say.
I do.
He's
say.
quite literal. He does say.
Say, this is Boko. Ever so delightful.
Wonderful to make your acquaintance.
Boko just looks at him. He doesn't appear very delightful.
You're delightful utterly. I just said so.
Why don't we
Anyway.
just see what there is to see?
There's nothing to see in here but mirrors, I do assure you. We checked it thoroughly.
Right, what she said.
They, dear. There. They.
That's what I said.
Boko is just gonna do his best to keep an eye on where people are stepping, and hopefully they don't step into any traps as they continue on here.
Yeah, could Jasira just get like a quick insight check on that whole conversation?
Sure.
Because this new individual is a little sus.
Oh, he's not nearly as sus as me, darling. Do allow me to hold that title.
It's only 16, so, you know, average.
Jasira, what is very evident is these two individuals have been stuck in that place for some number of hours and have clearly been grating on each other. And that's now starting to turn outward as they're finally able to get some of their frustrations off to another person. You do tell that there is some familiarity here, but it's not super smooth. Morian has a much better command of their charismatic talents. Goodness. While Zane seems to be less talented with the tongue.
Less practiced.
That's unfortunate.
Relatable.
You practice
Those
as much
were
as
some
I do,
boring-ass
so,
hours,
you know,
weren't they?
All that work pays off.
Quite laborious.
No tongue practice whatsoever?
Unfortunate, darling.
Give him the flame tongue sword to make up in style what he lacks in skill.
I've heard.
Unfortunately, I'm the one there too, darling.
I've heard that Clyde's written a book about this. Perhaps we can show you once we get back.
Hell!
Yeah,
We
but
know
it's
it's
transcribed
Quack.
into duck.
You don't by chance
Quackity
read
quack.
duck,
Quacking.
No, I don't. Should I?
Pity.
Would have been convenient
I mean, you
if you
could
did.
learn, but it does come with quite the bill.
One
You can't
D4
even
pun
say that
damage.
just quack everybody up.
No, if we start taking 1d4 like pun damage, we will all die.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is
You
true.
could
the
say
goal.
it would go down.
The jokes will continue until the magic items appear.
No, I'll die like this.
The jokes will continue until morale improves.
Good luck.
What's low morale about us, darling? We are just delighted. It's a beautiful day. I assume I haven't been outside yet. And we're among friends. What could be more delightful?
Crickets.
Let's
Yeah, there's definitely just crickets. Just you're just gonna like side eye and be like, interesting thought.
One of these days we will wear you like a coat.
And make sure you keep the line looking good, darling. Anyways,
gonna start
someone said we were going
making
to
its way-
continue in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boko, you begin to kind of lead this group further in to this chamber, and eventually it does open up into something maybe about 20 or 30 feet high, but only about as deep as well. This almost square-like chamber. And you know you're underground, but there is one wall that is filled with giant glass windows that break in light, but it's soft, it's moonlight, as if having just hit midnight. This rays of soft white light, and there are candles that kind of float through the middle of the room on small little sconces, just hovering around, providing soft light. There is a series of arcane symbols arranged in a circular pattern upon the floor, but outside of that, there's some furniture that's kind of tossed and what looks like old, and you don't see any items. There's not much stuff here, but it looks like this hasn't been used in some time.
I think we'll take a quick peek around and see if there's anything. Because when we originally came in, we had to look really hard for signs of somebody here, even though that was probably Morian. But see if we can take a quick peek.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
I think investigate. Okay.
Boko, just by the shape and size of this room, as well as what you know about this tower, this seems to be a purpose-built space. Whatever is arranged on the floor is clearly some sort of arcane projection that fills up whatever is in here, and most of this space looks to be like some sort of study. The chairs and tables that are kind of tossed off to the side looks like a place where someone may have taken notes to observe whatever was visible here, but there are nothing on the walls. There's no utilization of this space outside of something large manifesting in the center due to whatever this device within the floor does.
Are we still we're inside the secret door, but not inside the trap mirror?
Correct. Yeah. So there was the tower. The tower was blown apart, and in that explosion, it revealed a staircase. That staircase led down to the small laboratory, and in there was some secret passageway hidden within the walls that you and Zane had found. And then that you had gotten trapped in the mirror, but Boko had pulled you out back into that secretive space. And at the end of that passage is where you all are right now. So underneath this wizard's tower.
And then we're looking at some sort of, is it set into the ground, this device?
It's unclear how deep it goes, but it does seem set into the floor itself.
And then can I leverage, does this look like it creates things or is like something for manufacturing?
Give me an Arcana check at advantage with that investigation.
Or more summoning? Nice.
Okay.
Boko, you've seen things like this before, actually, back at the observatory. This is, and you've even kind of thought about how to build one of these when you were trying to project your scrying. This is some sort of way to project and display in a large scale an illusory magic. But rather than what you were thinking of taking something and projecting it for other people to see, from what you were doing, this is something that has been, for lack of a better term, programmed to display a certain thing and to be able to interact with that thing. And looking over the various mechanisms, you feel like you understand at least how to turn this thing on. Maybe not how to actuate it, but you could at least see what it was projecting.
Boko looks around the room and he says, "Prepare yourself," and turns it on.
You don't know what any of the symbols on the phone
Back
are,
up,
but
back
one
up,
of them
back up.
says redial.
Yeah, pretty much.
You forgot who he was.
Yeah,
We all knew Boko was going to hit the
not
button.
changed.
And no one's here.
Yeah.
Cloud's not even here to see the button and immediately try and stop Boko. So
I just want
Roll
to
a
say,
meter.
me touching this
Shoot
button
him.
is not my fault. You letting me get this close to this button is your fault.
oh, he slipped.
Boko, as you activate and shift this, there is a heavy clinking of gears as this projection of a large map of what is very clearly Corvair begins to apparate in front of all of you, and it is massive. It nearly fills the space, at least 20 feet per side of this map of the space, and across its surface you see various markings, these additional pieces of the illusion that have been added on to the map. The map also appears to be in kind of a strange shifted scale where things are out of alignment a little bit from what you have come to know. And there are those series of markings across the surface that denote something, though what they are, you're not exactly sure.
Does it appear the scale is smaller or is the scale expanded?
Give me a history check.
Interesting. This is giving me like vibes where, you know, in Harry Potter when they go up to the house and it like stretches the like extra
Yeah.
liminal space. Yeah, that's the vibes I'm getting here.
For sure.
And 8 of 12. Which town or which city are we in again?
Carlacton.
North.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is one of the marked spots, okay?
Oh,
So this
sorry.
is not just the city of Carlacton. This is everywhere.
This is the entire continent that has been displayed.
Yeah, it's
but
Corvair.
looking at it,
Wow.
it's very quick to see that there are actually things that you have noticed upon other, because you've received different maps before since you've been around. you had noticed this before and hadn't quite put your finger on it, but the way that you were used to seeing maps, it was different than when you had seen them here recently. And now seeing this again, you understand that this is a aged map. This is from closer to your time, your original time, maybe even before that, but this is a ways old. And looking across the surface, you actually find where it is marked within a within a date. It says the month of Therendor within the year 28, which would have been roughly about what is it? Are we in? Let me make sure that I get this right. I think we're in 90. Yeah, we're in the year 94. And so this is marked with what looks to be the year 28. However, you also notice that it is not just the year 28, but it is the third age, meaning that it is over 1,000 years old.
Oh shit. Oh.
What do you make of this, Boko?
And Boko, what you also notice with that history check is that despite the map itself being over 1,000 years old, you can tell that it has evolved. It's changed because there are landmarks on here that definitely wouldn't have been on there 1,000 years ago.
Yeah. Like the Mournland.
Yeah, that's the obvious one. Either that or they were really good at predicting the future.
It's gonna get wrecked.
But yeah, the scale, the style all indicates a much older cartography.
Oh.
8
So
12.
in looking up north in northern Karnath near Reckon Mark, there's a star on the star peaks themselves. In the more recent map, are those two landmarks close to each other still?
Yes. For the most part, this is close. It's just a little off in scale and adjustment. The star peaks, like everything appears a lot more scrunched together, and all of the human nations are much more central in this layout. Whereas in the maps that you have, it's a more realistic representation where that distance, even though it's still roughly close, is more, the perspective is more accurate, I'll say. And so the star peaks are still somewhat close to Reckon Mark, but here it appears they're a few days journey. They're probably twice that in reality, something like that.
Can we scratch down a rough outline of the map, specifically focusing on where the marks are?
I mean, you could note down where they are. All of them have labels of the various locations of where they're at, and most of them are notable landmarks.
And I also want to examine it intently, so that I could create an illusion of it later.
Sure.
8 of 12.
Do we concur there must be more of these?
There are 8 stars on the map, and then it's written 8 of 12 on the edge of this map.
These don't correspond to anything that we've done, I don't think.
No.
Are the locations meaningful to you?
I know somebody from a city near one of these landmarks. Perhaps they have heard something. So Schalt, Boko is talking about you. He's going to ask you everything you know about the Star Peaks.
Squee.
And then looking at this machine, does it look like there's anything that can be removed from it? Like, I don't know, I'm picturing like removing a VHS from a player to keep the map, or does it look like if we leave it on, it will stay on perpetually?
Yeah, where's the hard drive?
Yeah, I'll say
Oh,
with
the idea that it's a VHS has got me just dead.
I'll say with those checks, you certainly can find, like, in the center of all of these pieces, there is a small circular disc that has a massive gemstone in it. It looks like a large emerald that is kind of the focus for this projection. And it's maybe about like 6 inches in diameter. And you can pull that out, and it essentially has this map within it, though you can't project it without this massive piece. So the information is kind of there and accessible, but the visibility of it would only be possible if you left it the way that it is. And knowing how it functions, you can turn it on or turn it off here if you would like.
Although if you take it, then whoever would expect it to be here would not find it.
And I imagine whoever expects it to be here is probably not around anymore. Well, mayhaps.
And on the purpose of that explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How complex would it be to both turn on, turn off the machine, and then take or replace this disc?
Turning for someone else or for you?
For somebody else, if I were to leave them instructions.
If you left instructions, it wouldn't be difficult at all. The mechanisms are somewhat complex, but for anyone skilled in arcane mechanisms, it wouldn't be challenging. It might just take some time, even without instructions. With instructions, most people would be competent and able to do it fairly easily, and pretty much anybody would be able to do it with enough time.
Boko's gonna take the disc.
You doubt our capacity to turn it off on again?
No,
was gonna say.
Boko's gonna try to
Confiscate it.
get this to inadvertently to Detective Brodwax. Who is
Inadvertently.
the mage that was working with Detective Brodwax again?
Kivahal. Larian
Kivahal.
Kivahal.
Mm-hmm.
And Boko had talked to Kivahal. There's a tavern called the Grinning Lion where I can leave a message for Kivahal. I think I'm going to leave the disc and a message on how to play it to Kivahal.
Giving him instructions to come here, bypass the trap, and just plug it in.
Exactly. Because Kivahal's a mage. He can cast invisibility, so Boko will let him know.
Okay.
That's about... Yeah, that's what I want to do in this room. I'm thoroughly confused.
Everyone screenshot this map.
Yeah, Jasira knows not what's going on. But that's okay.
Yeah, Jasira just kind of looks a little bit perplexed off to the side, and Zane is just kind of leaning up against the doorway, just like clearly over whatever's going on, just ready to move on.
That's
Charlie, where's your sense of adventure? Surely you didn't squelch it while you were trapped in there.
I have no interest in these types of larger than life excursions. We have enough problems within this city.
Well, there is that, I suppose.
Clearly this was important to someone, and I don't want anyone coming after me for whatever it is.
Damn nice.
Are we able to get
beautiful.
out of this place
Love.
Research.
Perhaps you are correct. It is time to leave. I would request that all of you accompany us to our shop.
I'd inviting me along, darling. What progress we're making. We'll be best friends before you know it.
Okay, never mind.
As
In fight or
Boko's, Boko's gonna reach out and stop Jasira reaching for her jeweler's kit.
I mean, she's staring, like, suspiciously at Zane. She's not really digging his no fucks given attitude.
Too similar to you.
But not in the right way, man. Like, she's still like, this is a little big for me. But she's like, this probably means something. He's like, I'm bored. Get me home.
So yeah, you all kind of quickly maneuver back through the chamber and, avoiding the mirror, kind of find your way back towards the empty laboratory. And Zane very carefully kind of removes whatever apparatus he had as he replaces the door and seals the door back, leaving it looking just like a flat, normal wall. So what's your plan to get past the guards? He kind of looks at Boko and Jasira expectantly.
Is it actually night out? I mean, I wouldn't expect windows in the basement, but it's not actually midnight, is it? We didn't lose that much time.
Wasn't it about noon when we came in here?
It was.
Austin?
Yep.
Looking at Zane, can I get an idea of what kind of abilities he has? Does he look more like magic attuned, more dexterous, more strong?
He's definitely more lithe and agile than strong, from what you can tell. He has a thin build, and you can see kind of the hilt of a dagger that comes into view every so often underneath his long coat. You're not sure his skill with magic, but it seems he was the one who disarmed the trap on the door to get in.
Boko looks at him and says, "Perhaps you will have to show me how you disarmed that trap. But from the looks of you, it seems you are well equipped to get out of here without being seen."
Well, I am. That's why I was asking what your plan was.
Boko is gonna pull the deer skull out of his bag and put it on.
Well, I suppose loud and proud is one way to do it.
Perhaps you will be surprised. There are more than one way to turn an eye away from you. People tend not to like to look at things that scare them.
As you say, we'll see you all on the other side. Now, for each of you that are attempting to stealth out of here, I'll need a stealth check or another explanation of how you all are attempting to get out of the space.
Can I just
Stealth is
piggyback along with Zane?
You can. You'll still have to do a stealth check for me, though.
All right, I can do that.
Stealth is reasonable. Yes, it's very reasonable.
Oh dear.
Boko's gonna
You're
leverage.
just...
I'm rattled. I'm rattled. What can I say?
Boko's gonna use some of his innate connection to the ethereal world to try to stride in between the real world and the ethereal world, and he's going to use that as flavor to Flash of Genius his stealth check.
Ooh, yes.
17.
Very nice,
Ooh,
very nice.
Thank goodness for 17.
Those flashes of genius, man, they're coming in clutch.
So nice.
So you all kind of scatter through the space, trying to navigate through the various bits of debris and dodge whatever guards might be there. And for Jasira and Boko, you both individually make it towards the edge of the streets without much problem, beginning to head towards the Seventh Eye. Morian, you're kind of wandering out, and the sun is much brighter than you were expecting, and it's like shining in your eyes, and you kind of stumble around a little bit before catching yourself. But you see there aren't any guards in this space. Instead, you kind of see Redbeard, who kind of waves you over and kind of gets your attention, and you move over, seeing Redbeard and Alma over to the side. What's your passive perception, Morian?
10.
So you, as you're kind of getting the attention, or Redbeard is getting the attention of you, you kind of come over, and you just catch the very edge of a boot being kind of kicked behind some debris as Redbeard kind of grabs you by the arm and kind of leads you through, kind of escorting you out, as you and Alma and Redbeard kind of catch up into the streets, and the three of you kind of follow after, connecting back up with Boko and Jasira before too long. As they had kind of blended back into the crowd, and you all navigate back across across the high street, and back over towards Troll Skull Alley, where the Seventh Eye resides. And I'll say about this time is afternoon. When most of the others have kind of finished their first efforts and are tagging back up at the Seventh Eye to determine what to do next. And so as kind of Clyde is talking about his plans for later, tomorrow, and Roland is kind of catching some of them up about the whispers that they passed, suddenly the door opens and Boko and Jasira come in, followed very closely by Redbeard, Morian, and Alma into the Seventh Eye.
Is Zane here too?
You look around and don't see him right now.
Okay.
It's not ominous or anything.
Of course not, darling. Don't you trust us?
No.
I trust Zane even
I'm ever
less,
so
though, but, you know.
Ever so devastated. Although Morian is looking around in here with great interest.
It's eclectic for sure.
The stories we must have here.
There is a reason we have invited you.
Please enlighten us.
We have interacted many times in the streets, and it seems that regardless of our methods, we are interested in similar things. If this is to be a relationship that is not overtly hostile, then we will have to learn to work together.
I thought that's what we've been doing. Remember, we gave you all the book, right? And you said you all were going to come back to us when you had learned more. That was us kind of extending the olive branch. And then you all helped us out with Morian and getting them out of the mirror. So I guess, to me, that sounds like we've been working together all right. Redbeard kind of stretches a little bit. You can see that they're still not totally back to their demeanor from before. That jauntiness hasn't quite set fully back in, but they're not on edge the same way that they were before.
Does it look like he's wounded, or does it look like he's just tired?
More the latter. You had kind of guessed from the circumstances that they were probably looking or waiting for Morian and Zane, and they never showed, and so you're not sure how much sleep he got last night.
Boko is going to say, we are very interested in something that is currently happening outside of the city. If you wish to work together, this would be the time to generate the most favor with us, and by extension, certain other factions within the city.
At your service, of course, darling. How can we assist?
We are going to storm someone's estate, raze it to the ground, perhaps kill everybody within, and then take everything that we can hold.
Is that all?
No. Perhaps there is also a chance that this estate is filled with people who are potentially immortal and have unique augmentations, as you can see here. And Boko will gesture to his arm.
It was brutal the first time. We barely got away alive the first time.
We are leveraging all of our connections in the city because of how fiercely we believe in this mission.
Do tell, how very intriguing. Morian is hanging on your every word.
Before we go into details, we need a show of interest or a show of faith.
Well, what you are talking about is a pretty big investment. And it sounds a little murdery, too.
Is that outside of your particular skill set?
Not outside of my skills, but it is outside the law, and that raises certain complications. And there's a space.
We are working on that part, sort of.
Rest assured that the majority of people in this estate are likely worse than those who would have blown up their city.
How so? Which estate is this? I'm intrigued. I've heard... This doesn't sound at all familiar to me.
Details come after agreements.
Jasira just keeps getting tenser and tenser in the corner of the room, each step and each bit that is divulged.
Listen, you're asking a lot of us for us to go on faith for you all when you haven't given us a whole lot of faith yourselves. Do you have any sort of evidence or proof for us to go along with this? It feels like you're asking for a lot, and I don't know if we have much reason to provide it.
Roland is going to pull out the book that he's studied, slide it along the counter towards Redbeard with his hand still on it, and just say, the only proof we have is the proof of our own eyes, but to give you confidence in our eyes. And he'll flip open to like the most recent page that he was studying, turn it towards Redbeard and push it to him. Harvest. That's what this book is talking about. A harvest.
And what does that have to do with the state?
I help you, you help me.
So
What
you
does harvest
It could even
mean
be
to
the
you?
same people. I don't know. But there are threads, and we are pulling on them. And we are very good at pulling.
You're offering to help us solve this explosion thing, and then we help
Yes.
you with this whole murderous estate thing.
Yes.
Timeline on the estate is somewhat set in stone. We are gathering resources at the moment. But you have seen and you have heard what we have done for this city. You are smart people with your ears to the ground. And you know the type of people that we are, or at least you have heard. If we seek to end someone's life, the part of you knows that it deserves to be ended.
How far outside the city? How much risk do we incur upon ourselves and our own interests here?
It was about a day.
Far enough that the guards from the city will have a hard time making it.
And if we do the rest of our job correctly, we'll have no interest in making it.
You'll have no interest in what?
The guards won't have any interest in making it to the estate.
Ah. So
Or
DM,
in
I am going
pursuing
to ask,
those who cause trouble.
with the clues that they have dropped here, and with my abilities and other activities, can I put together any of this into something connected?
As far as like who or what they're talking about?
And the risks involved, yeah. I mean, does what they're vaguely describing, does it start ringing resonance with me?
There are a lot of estates in the countryside around Carlacton and throughout Karnath.
But what they've said about harvest and augments and...
I don't think any of that would resonate with you, that you would be familiar with.
So nothing I've heard either in my information gathering through the city nor through my day job?
Give me a history check.
Nope. Answers that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Most of your efforts have been centered around the city, and this is something very much that has not impacted the city in a wide enough way to get your ear yet.
Okay.
You said, Ribier kind of looks over towards Boko and Roland. You said that this was on a time schedule. Can we know what that schedule is? Is this, we're talking tomorrow? We're talking days, weeks?
The longer we take, the more people die.
And the more resistance we will encounter. But we seek to move within the week.
And are we intending to solve this other mystery before or during that week? Or is that something that you're intending to do after?
All of the above. If we can solve this mystery within the week, then so much the better. The city will be better for it. But solved or unsolved, we must move.
Morian looks to Alma. And what do you think?
Alma had been pretty quiet this whole time, but as you look over towards her, Morian, her face kind of brightens up and she smiles. Well, I'm just happy to see everybody getting along. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I mean, I figured that you guys just needed to get some way to stretch your legs together, you know?
She gets a very flat look from Roland.
Oh.
Not
Roland seems
hostile.
immune to Alma's.
It's just been so hostile this whole time. I just want you guys to be able to talk and not want to stab each other.
To be fair,
But what
stabbing
fun
is what I'm
that,
best at.
darling?
I
Stabbing's
think we
the
just
best
enjoy
part.
stabbing. Yeah.
Exactly. Stabbing's the best part. Or shooting and lift up my crossbow. Shooting's good too.
But at the end of the day, shooting is just stabbing from way over there.
Exactly. I do think on something of this magnitude, darlings, that we really ought to do a bit of consultation before we agree. Although it is terribly intriguing, and I am inclined to wish to participate in the endeavor.
Yeah, that's a good point, Maureen. Are you asking for the for the three of us, or do you want the entire Verdant Vale?
Well, something this momentous, even getting the three of us, we should consult a bit.
And are there any other people that are coming to the... How big is this intended to be? How dangerous are we talking about here?
Unfortunately,
as we
very
can make
dangerous.
it.
Yes.
I'm starting to understand why people were confused on who the leader was.
Yeah.
It do be like that.
It is clearly the ugly one. Boko
I'm getting Buns for this case ugly.
Boko,
I turn into Boko.
Boko
We need
purposely
tea.
does not gesture and lets everybody come to their own conclusions.
That rules me out then.
Turns and leans over to nudge Rand. No, it's the quiet one, obviously.
Well,
He
I
watches
suppose that
them
rules me out then.
I've never led a thing in my life.
The one
I don't want to.
knows.
I am crying. Holy shit.
It's clearly the one who pushes all the buttons even when everyone tells him not to.
That doesn't narrow
Really
down
the guy
either.
I am the front man of this band.
Accurate.
So,
Does that make Clyde
But-
the ass man?
You've seen him in his pants.
The chap.
so, darlings, is that all for now? Should we go and do our consult and return with our responses one way or the other?
Yes.
It would probably be best. If you have more friends who we could convince to join, then that would be very beneficial, but you three seem
And
capable.
What would you like
So-
us to tell them about this endeavor?
Make a decision for you three first, and then we can have a discussion about what to tell anyone else. Details come after agreements.
Well, we would best be on our way then. Since you say there's a bit of a time crunch, we had best go do our consulting.
And Redbeard grabs the journal, Roland, that you had given back and kind of nods a little bit.
There
Oh.
is more to be found in there. It is a cipher in another language. It is very difficult to get through, and the more time I can spend on it, the better. Up to you.
I comes back in with Buns, and I remembered that I could read.
Congratulations.
It takes a lot sometimes.
Redbeard kind of
All of
rolls his
the-
eyes and just tosses the book back to you, Roland, that you catch it in your arms.
All of good
Amorian
stuff.
will link arms with Alma. Shall we go, darling?
I thought you never asked.
You know, I am utterly famished. We should stop off at the cafe down the street and all this and have a bit of breakfast because Zane and I were tied up all night and there was not a shred of anything there and noises off.
Roland is visibly cringing at the fact that he knows that they frequent his favorite cafe.
Not about the mention of the spooky guy that Roland talked to? Interesting.
Did he introduce himself as Zane?
Practice?
I don't.
I thought he did.
Zane wasn't
He
there.
did, but not here. He
Yeah.
hasn't
Yeah.
here, and Roland wasn't with us at the tower.
Yeah,
And
but
I
you
don't
just
think
said
anybody
you were
knows.
tied up with Zane.
Yeah, I mean the initial mention.
Like, I'm noising
whenever-
off with Alma, yes.
Yeah.
You might have overheard me
Yeah.
mention the name Zane. Do you snag me and stop me?
Nope, I didn't hear you.
Okay.
Rip.
I was below my passive, so.
Rough.
Fair enough.
I had my left side turned with the missing ear.
Oh, which reminds me, not about the missing ear, but I was just gonna wonder.
Which
what sort of
reminds me, I found this
steam ear
famous
are you giving
painter.
him?
This
Long
whole
explanation-
conversation's kind of eerie.
Yeah. Long explanation of how that all goes
Heard.
together. But extra enhancements for you.
Enhancements.
So, I'm gonna need some time. I will admit. However, I have some movement option for you, if you so desire.
You want to touch my gun again?
No. Actually, this time I'm going to need your boots. Technically.
Okay. Wait, is this another one that requires attunement?
Let me go pull it real quick. I'm gonna need to check on that. Give me one
Yeah,
second.
because I am very much full on attunement.
Yes. Okay. Well, let me go check that real quick.
Oh, my thing just did a stoppage.
Does require attunement. Never mind.
Okay. But what was the effect out of curiosity?
This.
Those are cool.
That doubles Clyde's movement in his ass pants.
Now, technically, you'll
Technically, it reduces it to 0 because he can go 15 feet and then teleport back to where he was.
They're backtracking. They're good for being able to extend out and then teleport back to a spot you've already been in.
Was blocked by that space.
So like if you
Those
want
are
to
cool.
extend to like punch someone in the face and then be able to back out, they're perfect.
No.
It would be
Well, that's
between
gonna make
that
it
and
great.
X-ray vision, though.
Fair enough. I mean, not gonna lie, I could always probably make use of them as well, so I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Oh, can I use this swaddle?
Well, if you're gonna take her, do you want me to swaddle her up so you can have her sleep?
Aww.
Aw.
Alrighty, so once the three of them have departed, leaving just the Iron Horizon, is there any other conversations that you are having, as it is just after midday here?
Yeah, Ro, let me look at that book.
I'll toss it over to him.
Go to pay. This don't make no sense.
Yes.
What?
It is a cipher. Do I know what language it's in, by any chance?
Do I know what language it's in? Or
It doesn't really seem to be in any particular language. Like it's, I think it's more like connection between, so like the words equate to words in common, but they're like encoded in a ciphered form that utilizes a couple different languages. You see aspects of Elvish and Celestial and Draconic kind of all woven together in strange patterns to create whatever this is.
So, I'm good.
Yeah, the languages is not the hard part of this.
It didn't matter. You already knew
Languages
what
have
it
been
said.
comprehended. Yeah, I'll give a report on what I've been trying to do and the relative lack of success because it requires charisma.
Maybe you
But,
need a partner.
I think.
Did we already split up and search for clues, or am I next to everybody again?
Yes,
we're all
you
back.
are. Everybody is back right now.
Excellent.
We're all having
Just before
fun.
I decide if I'm listening. Like, I'm listening to you, obviously, Laws, but, like, am I responding?
Yes. But yeah, I think if I can get an audience with Sweetie, that will be the assistance that I ask for. It's the network of whispers. Something tells me that she will not be willing to lend physical strength to this effort at the current moment.
Well, last time didn't really get her nothing, did it?
Last time, the opening was not quite as wide as advertised. This time, the resources are occupied elsewhere.
What was that?
I don't know what that scream was. That wasn't me.
I know what that was. That was Joe
that
hitting his screaming goat toy.
I was going to ask, did the student that just finally read his own recommendation letter?
Whoops.
It appears I didn't mute my mic. I'm sorry.
It was beautiful.
It's a cool fucking goat, dude.
Yeah.
I got a couple ins with the Harpers, but everybody who I used to know to run things a little bit deeper, well, they were all human and they all died of old age like 10 years ago.
That's unfortunate.
They weren't the best of people.
People rarely are.
People are not the best of people.
Water is wet.
Life needs things to live.
What the fuck is up with that? Too short. How did the bounty boards go?
Fairly well. Well, I'm pretty sure one got away, but we managed to take down pretty much all the rest of them. So, the hogs didn't see it coming. Got him with the tidal wave, and then myself and Ray went to quick work.
Good. Let me know if you need any help.
No problem. I figure you're probably doing something a little more, I guess erudite, I'm going to say. Not that, killing pigs isn't fun at all, but certainly not in the realm of academia I'm used to.
Now that you mention it, I probably should moonlight more in the library.
Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, it's always a good place for studying, and, well, just doing whatever.
There's a mild twitch in his eye as the phrase moonlight in the library comes out, but...
We drinking at the library? Is that what I heard?
See, now, he has an idea of what we used to do at the libraries.
Actually, that brings up a good point. Do you have any contacts from the academy who might be interested in helping us out?
Reckonmark? Depends on what exactly we're going to be telling them.
There are extensive laboratories underneath the Galreth estate that I'm sure they would be interested in studying.
Yes, they would.
I will say that, Thashalt, you'd be well aware that Karnath is basically broken into a set of city-states. And so one city going in and taking jurisdiction or investigating the space allocated to another would be a big, at least social faux pas, and so they would need a big reason to do such.
That is the first reason that I thought of, that was not be the greatest idea. Unfortunately, the second one is about as wary. Well, at least to me. You see, I've seen the power of all these things we're looking at, right? Certainly a bit dangerous, certainly a bit scary, and serves as market competition if I let it fall into the wrong hands.
Ah. Fair enough.
Not to get all proprietary with it or anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, saving the world is always, kind of up here, and proprietary probably might be somewhere in but anyways, it's somewhere below this line is what I'm trying to get at.
But we don't want to cause the next apocalypse by averting this one.
Right. Not great to take from where we are and maybe make it worse. It's not ideal, to say the least. However, if push comes to shove and that's our only option, I will certainly reach out to anybody that I can over there.
Thashalt, we stumbled upon something very interesting.
Really?
Yes, it was a mark of some kind, a landmark, indicating itself near Reckonmark, a place called the Star Peaks.
What's going on with the Star Peaks?
What have you heard? What news have you heard of the Star Peaks in the last, I don't know, perhaps 1,000 years or so?
Well, I wasn't there personally for most of that, but let me tell you, as a GM question, I guess, how much history would there be? I know it's, right across the way, right? But...
Give me a history check, Thashalt.
Perfect.
Can I flash of genius that history check, please?
Sure.
Can I make a history check in the background as well?
Sure.
Let's see. History. All right.
Ugh, oh, that was terrible.
Oh, that's wrong.
Brother,
All right. That's plus what from you?
+7.
+7.
All right. Well, I guess this is probably a fairly important check. I'll also flash a genius.
Yes.
I don't know if you can stack abilities that have
Can
the
we
same
not?
name.
Aw.
I think I'm gonna default to saying
That's
no.
That's like the shield wall of paladins, all benefiting from each other's
I
save
definitely
bonus.
have something that helps numbers. Let me figure this out. I'm sorry.
Also,
friends.
I was briefly muted, but when Roland said, I'm currently filled up on attunement slots, that's when I knew he wasn't a true artificer.
But anyway, yeah. So and if Freddy has some bonus, I'm sure that we can address whatever that would give.
They might only help me because I'm selfish as shit. 1 second.
Yeah, that tracks.
If the Star Peaks have anything to do with Sire, the Last War, or Warforged, then that's a 20.
If the Star Peaks have anything to do with any of those things, I'm now in panic.
No, so unless I'm able to retroactively bardic inspire you, I can only help myself on checks.
I don't think retroactively, but these are still solid enough checks. At first, kind of the Schultz, it's like knowing that Mount Rainier is near Seattle. Like you've been to you've crossed over from Reckonmark to Thaliost in Thrain, and you've seen the Star Peaks. You've never traveled there yourself, but they are large mountains. They are well known. They have kind of a reputation as kind of one of the few large mountain ranges in that area, and so they're a popular destination for kind of recreational activities. They're fairly safe, but there are still things like large creatures that kind of resemble like a weasel or a stoat. There are small spaces where like gravity is a bit strange there, and stones will kind of like hover. It sees a lot of snow for that portion. Usually Karnath is kind of sits more north than Ondare or Thrain does, but the Star Peaks get as much snow as Karnath does in the winter.
I'm sorry, Austin, but did you say that the Star Peaks have rodents of unusual size?
I don't believe they exist.
Interesting. So more or less, probably a research place for like some of the higher ups that probably went to go check out the gravity piece. But other than that, probably nothing like super duper special.
Yeah, I will say that as he kind of talks about in the last thousands of years, like the Star Peaks got their name because of meteors that had fallen there once upon a time. And so they were kind of known as being very connected to the celestial bodies and being kind of a holy place. And there were often travelers who would make the journey there to what kind of the kind of a spiritual place.
More of an homage.
And I'll say for Roland, you don't know too much about the Star Peaks other than kind of their that they're a major landmark, but there used to be stories and legends about dragons, and they're not often seen anymore, but at one point it was rumored that this was a place where dragons were sighted long before humans had taken over these nations as much as they are today. Back after the Dragon Wars, when dragons were nearly extinct, this was one of the few locations where they were rumored to still be.
What are you talking about? It's gonna be like, I think I went through there one time. Yeah.
Really?
It's not an uncommon travel location.
Everybody like waits for the Clyde to like elaborate.
Yeah, there's
Don't
dragons
imagine
there.
he does.
Saw one.
Bit of verse, drop some knowledge.
I've been there.
I've seen the things. The stories are true. I'm the one that spread them.
Boko is going to look at the Schalt and he's going to say, "You mentioned briefly, this is a holy place.
Right.
Very spiritual. Is it
Absolutely.
perhaps related to a certain deity?"
No.
It's got a dragon there.
You can give me a religion check if you want, the Schalt.
I might as well check just for my own sake.
Can I?
Sure.
Religion.
Holy balls, I'm not rolling.
Yeah,
Come on, big number. I haven't
You're
seen
not
it yet.
rolling?
neither of you are familiar with any particular religion that calls it home. The Schalt, you can kind of remember one time running into somebody who was making that travel for like a spiritual journey, but you don't remember him. I mean, you might have been pretty wasted at that point. You don't remember what kind of religion they were talking about. It was after a college party during like your equivalent of spring break. Like, you know, it's spiritual maybe, but like what it is specifically, who knows?
Awesome, dude. Good luck.
Spiritual indeed. But yeah, I'd kind of expect to be like, well, the Celestials generally connected to just the heavens in general, I suppose. So really, don't think anyone's laid claim to it, mostly because they'd inflict the ire of all of the rest of the folk that end up going and worshipping there. After all, we have no shortage of other gods around.
How many gods are part of the sovereign host?
7.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
4 plus 1.
And then how many are part of the forgotten gods that we know of?
5?
Yes.
No, 6. The Dark 6 or something like that, or am I remembering something else?
Yes. So it's the Dark 6, which does indeed have 6 within their pantheon, and then the other is it's 9. Excuse me, 9 in the sovereign host.
Ah, damn.
Unfortunately, that doesn't add up to 12.
I'm slipping.
Yeah. Aside from it also being on the title card and the YouTube banner, what else do you know about number 12?
The moons!
There are 12.
Moon haunts you.
There are 12 total moons. Yes.
3 moons.
It's rare to see more than 1 or 2 in the sky at the time.
Boko's not really.
Oh, my wires
Actually,
are
Boko might be in tune with the moons. That actually might be something he would know about.
Are you?
We have something to
with the
bond
moon?
over, Boko!
What the hell are you? What, have you been there?
Are there any?
Moonshine.
I'm grabbing onto this thread and I'm gonna run with it. But are there any historical facts that Boko would know about the moons, or the like entomology, or like the actual like?
Clyde is going to tell you the history of the moons as told down by the moonshiners.
What does the
Gonna bring
study
out
of insects
a
have to
quill?
do with the moon?
Wait, did I say entomology?
You did.
And
God damn it.
Great. No, I want etymology to partake to
Tell
the
me
moons.
about the
No,
space
thank you.
bugs.
No,
Tell me about the space bugs.
Oh no.
I'm sure there's space bugs, you know.
What are you actually trying to get at, Boko? I'm sorry, I lost the thread there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's a significance of the naming of the moons, or history.
I'll give you a
behind
bardic inspiration, and for Clyde knowing about the moons and the names of the moons and the phases of the moons, and got a book written down with the phases of the moons in it because they make better moonshine.
it. Yeah, Clyde once slept with one of the moons, but that's.
Hey, he'll tell you that way. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
so
did your girlfriend turn into the moon?
I've heard that's rough.
Nice reference.
Clyde begins to go onto a long
Tangent?
banter.
Rant?
Yeah, rant, tangent, banter about the moons from the the perspective of the moonshiners, and with the various other pieces of history from you all. Boko, if you want to make me that history check, and Clyde, you said that you're giving him bardic inspiration.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, baby. Oh, what's the bardic inspiration? It's been so long since you've inspired somebody.
I think D8.
Is it a D8? Let's see.
I know, it's been a long time.
27.
That's pretty good.
27 is very good. And as Clyde is talking all about the lantern and the ward and the gateway and the eye and the shadow.
You pick through the random ramblings. Oh, there's actually info here.
And he talks all about this like extensive lore that is kind of legends of the various constellations that these moons are a part of or manifest within, and how the stories that they tell of how the ward was presented with the crown and there was a massive storm that ripped apart some of the moons, and that's why you only see some of them out at certain times, but it all feels very much like rule lore, and within this, between yourself, the Schultz, and Roland, there are bits of kind of clarification that are provided. the months themselves are actually named after the moon that was dominant whenever it was named originally. And so the lantern corresponds to the month of Baracus, the ward to the month of Vult and winter, the gateway to the month of Aerith, the shadow to the month of Siphoros, and on and on and on, of where these months correlate to these moons. And the calendar itself is built around the movement of these celestial bodies, and they're very much tied to the festivals that occur, the celebrations that occur. People talk all about how different individuals have different personalities when they're born under certain moons and in certain months. And it's very central to a lot of culture, especially historical culture, that these are kind of put together. And throughout kind of this story, what does continue to pop up is this number of 12, and it's connected to other things as you all think through these different ideas and think back to some of the conversations that you had with Bungo and with Professor Greystorm, when Professor Greystorm was trying to push his hootenanny of of what it was like to be within these gosh, why am I blanking on my class name? The Weavers. What it was like to be a weaver and what the magic was and how it was binded into 4 domains, and each of the 4 domains had 3 core threads of magic, another set of 12. And you also think to some of the lore behind the Sovereign Host and the Dark Six, and they themselves, even though there are 15, had some pieces of their history that was not quite as straightforward as it seemed. And one of the gods actually was split from his own shadow. One of them was birthed from a very violent moment that was part of the initial schism. And when you start to look through all of these notes, comparing and thinking and referencing the information that the Schalt knows and that Boko knows and that Roland knows, it seems that these 15 deities at one point started out as 12 as well. Roland, go ahead and make me a history or religion check.
Alrighty. Let's hope this goes better. We were just talking about gods, so let's do religion. Son of a bitch.
Oh, my turn. Hold on. And now I've watched Genius.
Yo.
Okay. What is that? Is that plus
is a
4
plus
5?
3.
Plus 3. Okay.
Nice.
Well, that gets us over 20.
Artificers in the house.
Roland,
Tonight.
you remember reading some old dusty tome about the birth of the gods, and at the time it had seemed dense, but you remember in particular there being some sort of transference, that the deities themselves were the combined essence of multiple individuals, multiple timelines, multiple somethings, and this essence was kind of carried along and protected by solars, great angels of power. And there were 12 solars as well, one for each of the deities at that time. And as all of these things start to connect together, you understand that this number seems to have some importance. And Boko, I'm going to give you one more investigation check here.
Ooh,
doesn't
could I
happen to
have, wait.
This doesn't happen to be
Wait,
does it?
Encouraging words. Can I do this?
Oh wait, that's perception. Never mind.
Nobody's failed a check yet, I don't think.
Oh, is it not checked when the religion?
No, the religion was a success.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Even the first ones that
Do
were
it again, I was like,
shitty.
I mean, the ones that this would have been relevant to,
Right,
those
exactly.
were a ways
Those were-
away.
Well, you want me to recall history of stuff when I was wasted? I don't think so, brother.
Come on, investigation. Come on, baby. Nice.
One of the other pieces that is strange about this is in each of the stories, in each of the pieces, and we'll say over this time that you guys have kind of gone to the library a bit to extend this investigation, just finding it more
can I get
curious.
advantage? Or not advantage, I get a plus.
You
Nerd.
also find that in many of these circumstances, especially when you're looking at the celestial bodies and tracking, there were a lot of discussions whenever the calendar was first set between whether there should be 12 months or 13 months, because people had believed that there were 13 moons, but when they actually tracked it, there were only 12. Similar to the development of the gods, there were 12, and then one of them broke. One individual joined this process and made a strange 13th deity known as the Wanderer. There are instances that are becoming more clear that it appears that in many of these situations where 12 is a key number, there's also a mysterious 13th that never quite makes the list.
Damn, bad luck. I have many notes taken for this session.
The
So what was the 13th moon
the
that got
13th
demoted called?
The 13th moon was just called the Lost. People swear that there was a 13th moon, but when they put together the calendar in the days of Galifar, they only were able to track 12. And they checked for multiple years, and that's why people just refer to it as the Lost, because they swear it was there, but over time and history, it's just gone.
But like, there's never in like any books what it used to be known as, or at least not that we like have found.
Yeah, this is a day maybe that you guys are researching into this. If you'd like to put more time into it, you could certainly try and find things older, but the histories only go back, the common histories only go back to like the early days of the Galifarian Empire, and at that point that was when the calendar was set.
Is there any of my own like tribal folklore that knew anything about this? Had I ever heard a story about this?
Your history definitely is not anywhere near as old as the Galifarian Empire history. They have done a much better job of writing that down. Most tribal knowledge is limited to a few hundred years at best. This extends out right about 1,000 years. Right at the beginning of the Third Age was the start of the Galifarian Empire.
Guys, is
Yeah,
it just
we're-
me, or, like, do you
we're
guys wanna,
gonna
like try and make a telescope?
I mean, the one that was in the Mournlands was really cool. I got
I
the
was gonna
notes on
say,
it.
did
I
we
wish
just
we could
find
have
one?
it.
We did, like, but we can't go there and use it because it's scary.
I got some notes for next to the Rubbins.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Just the sheafs of paper that Roland shoved into a sack and took with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Again,
yeah,
I
no.
would
Roland is going to be
wander around
outsourcing all of the underbelly work to Sweetie's folks, and he is going to be just surrounded by paper.
I found something that interests me more.
I will say, I am not privy to this information as I was in two pieces at the time. So
Ah, yes, Bo and Co.
yes, indeed.
Oh man, that could have been a group name. Bo and Co.
Oh! Oh,
Yep.
but then it would have been
Yeah,
definite
yeah.
who the leader is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like Roland would be okay with Boko being the leader if every time he introduced the group, it was a reminder of how Boko died. Be like, go ahead, leader. Tell him what our name is.
I don't know, he's rather divided on this issue.
You can just take him to the grave that
The
Clyde
discussion's
dug out
been
back
reserved
for you.
this meal.
Anyway, yeah, no, like as soon as Roland hears that there's a map and markings and all this stuff, he's just in a library.
But do you have
He
rope?
probably sleeps there.
All right. If there are no other immediate questions, if there are just more research into this topic, there is something that occurs the next day where Clyde was to meet up with a certain individual. Is there anything that anyone wants to do before we jump to that encounter?
Take
Can we
away
say
Clyde's
that-
pants.
Can we say that in the background?
Actually, should I put on my pants?
That'll teach
Just
you
some
how.
chaps.
While Clyde's going to do his thing, can we say that in the background, those that are passive are doing jobs in the city or from the...
Yeah, absolutely. I'm assuming
Yeah.
that all is still going on. The research and the jobs and the plan is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Spreading whispers about Galreth to turn people against him.
Making
Really
sure
gonna
that the
hope I don't
bounty
get
board
stacked.
is completely cleared with all of our names on it.
And just like we should get a stamp made and then leave the posting up and then just stamp the Iron Horizon took care of it.
I
Remember to
could
take some buns,
probably,
trademark
I could
buns.
probably whip that up pretty quick. Actually,
Yeah.
wait. We can magically tinker. So up to 7 of the bounties at a time can have little magical iron curtains that wave in the wind and make sure that everybody knows who we are.
Oh boy.
Oh, I've made sure everybody in the city knows who we are at this point.
We need like a little gif of like the sun rising over an Iron Horizon, and we'll just stamp that on everyone so everybody can see it.
Like, very nearly every poster in this city has been, like, tacky postered us over it. Like, whether it has anything to do with us or not.
I would also like to go ahead and probably work on upgrading my armor here.
Okay.
So just overnight, I'm gonna go ahead and give it this. So I can have all 3 of my things enabled.
Nice.
Might come in handy.
I am going to wear my tight pants, and I'm going to ride off to my meeting on my giddy-up horse stick.
And the clapping of cheeks resounds throughout the...
Are those coconuts? No, it's Clyde's buns.
The greatest buns in all the land.
Rather than us all skipping behind him with coconuts, we're just clapping our hands violently together.
Oh,
Yeah, our
goodness.
hands.
I cast Enlarge on Clyde's ass.
Just his ass.
Clyde has a big tail now. Oh my
Wait,
god.
do I actually have this spell on my list? Do I have it prepared? I do. I do.
I think I might as
I've
well.
been-
It stacks, right?
It does not, but
I've been saving it.
But no, wait.
until our,
Targeting different things. Boko casts Enlarge on Clyde's ass. Rennie can cast Enlarge on Clyde's...
hands.
It's to keep my pants from ripping.
Yeah, we
No,
focus
not
it solely on one of each cheek.
Gosh.
No.
The one of you loses concentration, gets in a bar fight, just poof. The implant pops.
Oh,
Oh
God.
god, no!
Clyde is an old man, everybody. Oh.
Oh my.
Goodness.
But yeah, he does wake up everyone with the clapping of his cheeks as he goes by.
Little do they know, the Iron Horizon is actually, the origin of the name is peeking at Clyde's butt plug. That's what we're named.
Oh gosh.
Why have you put this thing inside my character?
Once you glance over, the mountain is. Anyways.
Alright, well, that's it for tonight, folks.
And on a high note.
That's a lore drop.
I cast heat metal. What?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
Yeah,
Clyde,
yeah.
you take the giddy up horse and your tight pants back over towards
do.
where the gala was, near the far western end of the castle ward. You had been at Fairwinds for the gala, and here you now ride up beyond Fairwinds to the College of Olam, which has been rebuilt. And it's a large college campus, and music flows freely. There are open courtyards. And Lady Pyrrha is waiting there for you and kind of extends an arm and helps escort you into the college. And as you're navigating through the chambers, Lady Pyrrha begins to maneuver you from building to building, and it's a good 30-45 minute walk as you maneuver from the front gates of the college all the way back to the deeper buildings within the campus. But eventually, you find yourself in a large, elegant hall. Here, even though it's once again midday, the following day, here the light dims and gentle harp music can be heard playing around, just echoing through these halls with tall pillars, and it appears almost as if it was dusk. Again, kind of strangely to what Boko had described, there are more large glass windows with this almost like moonlight shining through, and large golden chandeliers down this beautiful hall. And Lady Pyrrha kind of stops and motions for a hand as you see a large door to some sort of office off of this main hall for you to enter.
I will graciously take the hand and go in.
And as you step inside, the chamber inside is a little bit smaller. And there is this big wooden desk. And behind it, a figure roughly your size. A small halfling figure in bright purple attire with golden trim. It's kind of laced back and forth down the front. You see this halfling, a male, kind of has long shaggy hair down the back of his neck, a twirly mustache across his face, a chin strap beard, an eye patch, and a wide brimmed purple hat with a plumage of feathers atop. As this individual kind of looks over in your direction with a broad smile. Ah, Lady Pyrrha. Ah, and you must be Clyde of the Iron Horizon. I've heard of you. Now, Homer Slaith, good to make your acquaintance. And he comes and kind of steps up from his large chair and kind of drops down to the floor, walks around to the big desk and comes and gives you a hefty handshake, and kind of sits upon a small stool in front of your chairs with his arms tied underneath his chin as he looks expectantly. So, I've heard from Lady Pyrrha, Clyde, that you come inquiring for some assistance. What is it that we can assist you with here within the college or beyond?
Well, There's been some hearings about some rough and tumble places outside, and we're gonna need some help with an estate. Gotta keep it kinda on the hush-hush, and it's gonna be nasty. But it's something that's gonna have to be done.
Is this more of a clandestine endeavor, or are you looking for an aggressive assault type?
From what I understand while I was making buns last night, aggressive assault is what we're going with.
Is that what the kids call it these days?
Mm-hmm.
And for my companions and I to get involved, you do understand that we need some sort of evidence for us to go upon. Something to ensure that we're not aiding and abetting in darker encounters.
Good, Clyde is still more flashy than this gentleman.
It's all in the teeth.
But evidence is something that it's more eyewitness right now. Getting any too much out proved to be a problem, as it sometimes is.
Well, my companions are skilled more in elusive maneuvers than they are in any type of combat encounters. Perhaps we could assist in trying to acquire some of this evidence, or have you already licensed the service of some local investigators?
No, you know what? They did a lot of talk about forward assault, but some evidence would go a long way, I think. Because from what my companion Boko said, it's not good. And I've come to trust that when Boko says it's not good, it's really not good.
This Boko you speak of, I'm not familiar with him.
Well, I guess
He
if you
lit
go
the
and...
torch at the gala.
Yeah, if you remember the whole big explosion at the gala thing, he was the big thing before that.
Oh, yes. Wonderful
See?
chap in the strange skull.
See, it is scary, but it does leave an impression.
Yeah, it's hard to forget. If I didn't know any better, I'd think that he was enrolled in one of our theater programs.
I suggest not. The Clyde, like, a whole thing went through Clyde of Boko getting into the theater program, stealing everyone's shirt, and then getting them all into a cult. Oh no.
Walking into
None
the
of them
dressing room and just immediately never leaving. There are so many shirts.
Wardrobe.
And then we have the matter of the fee, of course.
Of course. You're not gonna get any good deed discount for this, because this will be a good deed.
Well, it depends on what
few
we
ones.
dig up. Obviously, there is a standard investigatory fee. Typically, that runs somewhere between 50 silver and, well, 100, depending on how long and how far we have to range. And then if there are certain dangers, there can be additional fees placed upon it. For the actual rendition of information, we can at least get you an estimate based upon our initial findings. Any passing over of evidence. We can discuss the matter of particular cost, but in the past, if you're in the realm of a cheating boyfriend or a corrupt politician, somewhere in the realm of 100 gold. But if you're looking at making an aggressive move onto a higher power, that can be a bit pricier due to the danger. But again, if it is true what you say of the good deeds, we're often able to cut a value of 30 to 50%.
Only 30 to 50, huh? Well, to start off, let's see if we can get some good information, and then I'll see if I can't wring my companions out of a few coins.
Yeah, as usually humans have a cap on the destructive potential they're able to wreak. Unless we're dealing with things such as liches, dragons, fiends, something that would impact the safety of the entire city, then we might be able to do more. But in most cases, especially what you're looking at, that's typically what we find. If that seems reasonable, I can start to send some of our agents out on initial investigatory matters. As soon as today, if you'd like to go ahead and place down the 100 or the 50 silver deposit.
Clyde's going to take out 2 gold and hand them over. As much evidence as possible and as discreetly as possible.
You do know the exchange rate between sovereigns and Galifars, yes?
Me, Adam, does not.
You handed them 20 silver.
Yeah, it's a factor of 10.
Oh.
So you
Then
need
I will
20
give-
gold if you're trying to over
Yes.
invest.
Then yep.
Okay.
I will do that.
2 platinum would
Yeah.
be.
I'm not transferring any. No. I have the gold, and that is what I go off of right here. I still have enough for another trip to Kobold, but then I'll be broke.
And at that point, the Lady Pira speaks up. Homer, my dear. Now, Clyde does tell me that they are interested in spreading the word of the Iron Horizon. Is that something that you could help with as well?
Yes, branding. Trying to get our names out.
Well, of course, if you'd like us to weave you into some theatrical productions or some new songs,
Yes.
at each range, if you're looking at a neighborhood, that's typically in the realm of, a minor expense, something in the realm of 5 to 10 silver. If you're looking for your name to be spoken throughout a ward, well, then we're back to the realm of 50 to 100 silver. And if you're looking for the city, well, then we're getting the realm of a few hundred golds. We'll put our best people on it. Now, if that happens to be too rich for your blood, the other way to get to a wider range is to see those folks at the Daily Trumpet. What they're doing with their Aetherweave is quite impressive.
It is good. I bet if I bring them some bones, I can get into the back there. But,
That was a fucking sentence.
If you do end up going to the Daily Trumpet, ask for Jasper and tell him that Slaith sent you.
Jasper. I think I can do that. But also, I think doing a little bit of talk about town in our quarter, wherever the hell the
North
shop
Ward?
is, the 7th eye. Yeah.
And
Get a little
you
word
do
of
know
mouth
that
going around there.
Rennie's efforts have started to spread around the North Ward already. And so if you wanted to target a different ward of the city, it might be investment better spent so that you're not duplicating.
Where do we go all the time?
I think having our name in higher circles would be very helpful.
So that would probably be the Sea Ward or the Castle Ward, are kind of the upper echelon. And then the North
Probably
Ward
Sea
and the Trades Ward.
I don't know if we're castle quality.
Where's
So
the
Sea Ward is actually the
main
highest
bounty
wealth.
board?
Well, you see, you thought I was talking bad about us. No.
Where is the main bounty board?
There is no main bounty board. The city is so large that they are regionally
Oh, there's
based,
multiple.
and so you have multiple per ward that come up. The Castle Ward sees the most traffic because it has the giant market in it, as well as the castle itself. But the Sea Ward sees the most. It has the most wealthy individuals, and so it's the highest end of society.
Well,
We want
you
them
know what?
talking
I'm hanging
about
out with
us.
Lady Para anyway. Let's go to the Sea Ward. Let's
Yep.
spread name there.
All right, so then you're looking probably in the
21.
realm of somewhere of around another 100 silver or 10 gold pieces.
All right, can do.
Don't worry, you can claim these on your taxes as business expenses.
Gonna make it all back in bun sales.
telling you, once we get that prestidigitation for our buns, it's gonna be over.
As they come off the enchanted skillet, they get prestidigitation on them.
Yeah, Jasira, you mentioned you're helping with the buns. Are you working on something to do that prestidigitation?
Like an oven mitt?
No, and if they bring it back, they get a discount.
So in order to do that, she does need someone to tell her about said cantrip, because she doesn't do magic.
Does anyone have?
I thought that was the idea, like the knitting needles. Yeah.
Does anyone have
So, like-
prestidigitation?
I have.
I will say Clyde
I
does. Clyde would definitely show you how to. This is how you got to make these buns. They taste amazing. They smell great. But this is the special thing. This is the
So we do
temperature
this,
of buns.
And this, I guess it'll like essentially be like a nice, beautiful glaze is how it's gonna appear.
Can chill
At the end of
more
this.
flavor up to 1
We have,
cubic foot of non-living material.
We have like the hippie beads that kind of cover the doorway. You slide the buns right through them, and they just get prestidigitated on their way out the door.
Perfect.
Shit, what? Gosh, my brain is not working. I went to go type the quote up in Greatest Hits, and I completely forgot the quote.
That's fine. It was just words that came out my mouth, and then I realized what I said.
Well, luckily it's recorded, so you can always go back.
Yeah, but that's effort.
This is
Something
true.
about buns in the back door.
Yeah.
So Clyde, are you headed to the Daily Trumpet after that?
Oh, absolutely. Well,
their office.
well, what time? Yeah, what time is it?
It's about midday. And Slaith would have told you that their offices were in the North Ward as well.
Yeah, if I'm already out here, I was thinking if it was getting late, I could go hang out at Lady Paris again. But no, we still got time in the day to go do things.
So as you
Be a productive
travel,
member of the party.
yeah. So you go back with Lady Pyrrha back into her mechanical wheeled contraption, and she drives you back across the castle ward and over towards the Daily Trumpet office. And this building is a fairly large, straightforward building that doesn't have a whole lot of connections, but on the top it has this large golden symbol. Something you have never seen before, but it's kind of like a box on a small little line, and it's got these waves that look like they're coming out of it. And as you go inside, there is just this small ambient music just all around you. It's kind of crackly in certain ways, and it just pulses out of these small mechanical devices. But you hear the sound coming, and there's no musicians. You don't know if it's magic or what. But you come up, and there is a small little desk on the front where there's a woman. Looks like she's probably no more than 20, but is just frazzled from all different directions. There's small notes everywhere. She's writing something down with a pencil, and she looks up and just kind of nods at you as she's still continuing writing.
Yes. Give me 1 minute. Slash let me here to have a talk with Jacob, and then I'll let you get back to that.
Yes, sorry. 1 moment.
Well, all right. Well, you do that, and Clyde's gonna try and walk into the back.
Yeah, you just walk right by. And you see these large, it almost looks like neon letters, these arcane flashes that say the Daily Trumpet. And this place is just a mess on the bottom floor. There are large printing presses that seem out of service and don't seem to have worked in some time. There are chairs kind of all over the place. There's just a full lack of staffing, it seems, but there is a large staircase. And as you walk up the staircase, kind of maneuvering higher and higher, you get to the top, this top floor of this multi-level building. There's nothing really between the bottom floor and the top anymore. It seems like there were various other floors, but it's all cleaned out now. There are desks that are empty. And at the top of this staircase, there is a hefty machine that is moving up and down these large pistons that crank in the center. And there are scattered about a half dozen different chairs and chalkboards, and there's a balcony, and it is an elegant place, but it is just disheveled, and maneuvering through here is difficult to say the least. And you don't see any individual nestled within here. It's just crowded and spaced out, but there's that music that is still kind of pulsing from around. You see more of these devices passing out this music into the space here.
Oh, hello? Who the hell puts all this all the way up the stairs? He had to haul all this up here, whoever put it. Hello? Stupid idiot.
One moment, I'll be right with you.
Stairs. Ah! Who said that?
You kind of hear some clanking and clambering around back behind, and you look over and see they look like bookshelves, but they're stacked with these small, thin mechanical objects, and they're just row to row to row. They look like books, but they're just far too thin. And you hear a as a few things stumble over, and out comes what looks to be some sort of construct of some kind. They're thin and shambly. They don't look overly all polished, but there is something endearing about them, where they've got kind of like a tuxedo on, and they've got a small little neck and this kind of bulb-like head, and there is one singular, what looks like an eye but is much too large, and when they speak you just see these pulses of lines go across the what looks like the eye, and then there's just this antenna kind of sticking up out of their heads as you look over this figure.
Welcome to the Daily Trumpet. My name is Jasper Voxwell. What can I do for you today?
Well, I don't see that every day. My name is Clyde. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Clyde. Welcome to the Daily Trumpet. Have you heard of the Aethergram? It's coming to all new places. We've really moved beyond the printing press in some magnificent ways. Have you heard our show?
Sorry, do you know a person named the Schalt? I swear, you gotta be related somehow.
Never met him. No, but
it's probably for the best.
I'm always happy to meet another marvelous fan. If you've heard the Carcasters show across the City of Splendors, well then, he's always happy to shake a hand.
Can't say I have, but Slaith sent me over this way, said he might be able to help me out with
oh yes,
getting some things
Homo,
done.
How is the short man? Always a spiffy fella. If he sent you over, then you must be a good chap, I suppose.
As good as can be.
Well, that's all we can ask for, right? Do you have a story for me? Anything to put within my shows? I'd love to get the information out to the people, you see.
Alright, I gotta make a wisdom save, because otherwise I'm gonna tell them Barrymore's bastards to put it out onto the
Oh god.
moment of weakness.
Oh no.
Okay, no.
Okay, thank god. Our PR was about to tank. I could see it before our eyes.
Sorry. No, just wanted to put a big story out about the Iron Horizon, didn't we?
I mean,
Oh, this dude's adorable.
Yo.
Boko
Also,
and the
looks like
Slayer
a
are gonna reenact
yeah,
that
that is
Spider-Man meme.
No. He would never hurt anyone. He would never hurt anyone in this clockwork tower all by himself.
I think it's fine.
Well, let me tell you a story about a new up-and-coming group that I just happen to be a part of.
Well, I'd love to hear it.
Just
Always love to tell
recently,
stories.
not only did we help save the city with the, well, just keep it on the hush and hush, but you know that disease? We took part in making sure that didn't get too out of hand.
Ah, yes, the plague. You're the heroes known as the Iron Horizon. Yes, we've been passing your stories around town. We had one Alistair Clegane who came in and told us all of your marvelous ways.
Why? Well. Okay. Now, if you're already doing that, then I just want to get down to how is all this working now? If you can just put out, what, you can just say anything and they just hear it anywhere in the city?
Everyone tuned into our broadcast on the Aethergram gets a wonderful music to their ears. Oh, one moment, I've got to make an announcement. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the hard-working folk out there in the City of Splendors. This is your faithful voice coming to you from the Daily Trumpet. Now here's a question plowing the minds of farmers across the coast. Are enchanted plows making our kids lazy? That's right, dear listeners. Once upon a time, strong arms and sturdy backs tilled the earth from dawn till dusk. But now, thanks to a little rune here and a whirling griff there, well, why, the furrows practically turn themselves. Some say it's progress, the march of magic lifting the burden of toil. Others, though, warn it's breeding a generation that knows more about polishing wands than pulling weeds. So what do you think, Radioland? Is it liberation or is it laziness? Let me know here as Jasper Voxwell, voice of the Daily Trumpet, yes. Sorry about that, just have to make a announcement every so often in between the tunes.
Wand polishing, eh?
It's just look at this. I must be well lost in the past with all this, but you said tunes, like you can just put out music and wait. We get you to talk. All right.
Liked and subscribed.
I got some buns I need to sell you, and I need you to. And just you talking about them will be enough.
Clyde, for the love of God, add context.
Clyde,
No.
No context required.
we'll pull out one of the
not
buns.
seduce the
I
robot.
have a few. What?
Seduce the robot.
Okay, let's see. Do I seduce the robot? Eee.
Yes.
Hey now, this is a charisma check, right?
No, that was if I was going to try and seduce the robot.
Oh,
Are you asking for him to try and put out an ad for your buns?
Yes.
yes.
And I'm forgetting context in this. So, this might be me coming on to the robot.
Incredible.
Hey, ChatGPT was trained on 40% pornography, right?
Well,
What?
The AI will always decide that you mean something in the most sexual way possible.
but yeah, I'm trying to convince him to put out an ad for Clyde's Buns on the radio wave.
Oh my god.
Can we help?
Well, we would be happy to put out an ad. Each ad that we run these days, it costs about 1 copper piece per day. How long are you wanting it to run?
Forever.
Well,
No!
Yes.
Well, is there any sort of deals you can make me?
A
I'll
month
use
is
my-
3 gold, Clyde.
Forever. God, no.
A year is 36. Rennie is offering you nearly a decade.
Oh god.
Long after the party's gone, there's still a reoccurring ad about Clyde's Buns on the radio waves.
Oh my god.
Come eat Clyde's buns. I have a new experience.
How long are you wanting this to run for,
Juicy
Clyde?
and succulent and have you clapping hands.
Clyde's going to give him 10 gold and then tell him indefinitely.
Wow, for that high of a paying customer, why don't we put on that right now? And he kind of pulls this mechanical item over, begins speaking into it.
Good got something piping hot off the presses. That's right, fresh out of the oven, straight to your eager hands. Buns from Seventh Eye. That's right,
Oh my
Clyde's
God.
hot and tasty buns. Golden, fluffy, and oh so sweet, these buns are sure to make your mouth water. Why, some folks say they've never had buns so warm, so round, so perfectly risen. Careful now, take a bite and you might find yourself blushing at just how good they feel in your hands. And remember, dear listeners, at the Seventh Eye, they're not just serving buns, they're serving experiences. Whether you like them sweet, sticky, or with a little extra glaze, there's a bun with your name on it. So don't be shy, step right up and wrap your hands around a pair of Clyde's buns today. Once you've had a taste, you'll be begging for more.
Oh my god, I love this.
Clyde,
No. At this moment, the rest of the party is the rest of the party in any like around any of the speakers. Do they hear this over the way?
Austin, how the fuck did you just pull that out of your buns?
Beautiful. Amazing. Oh my god.
And silently, a wave of arousal spread across Carlacton.
Everyone understands as soon as they watch Clyde walk by in the tight pants. They're just like, oh, that's Clyde from the Seventh Eye.
Clyde's walking down Main Street, and 3 blocks away, they can hear the clapping. They already know.
We're gonna need to put a back room in the shop, aren't we?
Is that fanfare, or is that Clyde's buns?
Oh, guys, I can never take these pants off.
Now, just remember, don't forget tell your friends to get an Aethergram machine. It's the next new wave of news. You know, we do your ads, but you spread it around, and we'll make sure that everyone hears about your tasty buns.
Did he just offer to
Alright.
Clyde's buns?
That also, how much is one of these machines? I want one of these for my shop. Outside advertisement.
Well, the Kenneth factories are supporting them out. They run about 8 to 10 sovereigns, depending on if you buy them in bulk.
Oh no. Define
It's like
bulk.
4 rolls, but like, it's worth it.
Here for like. How much for 5 of them?
Well, you don't
And
have
here, I'll actually not just say I'll spread word. I'll actually spread word and send some of my companions who might like all these doohickeys more than I do.
We need to buy in bulk. We need to buy like 10 and then just gift them to like the cafe nearby and the
Well, I know that Aurora's Emporium and Kobold or Go Home do stock some every so often, but if you're looking to buy in bulk, well, you'd have to go talk to the Kenneth factories themselves down in the Trades Ward.
No, didn't need another reason. I got just enough money to hurt my bank at Kobold.
I make bad financial decisions.
Mm-hmm. I've paid lots of money good things, and now it's time to give all my money away.
Clyde's financial decisions are like Boko's button decisions.
We're gonna need
My
to
button
upgrade our
decisions
bun
are
making
impeccable.
capacity, like, very soon. Like, somebody start working, like, lead
There's
time.
just one work in the back with an apron.
No, like, we're about to have as many customers as we could ever consider. Like,
Hey, anything you
Right
throw on the
now.
frying pan is immediately perfectly seasoned.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the basis of this whole
Yeah.
scheme.
Well, is there
It's
anything
just a
else
bag
that the
of- bang,
Cogcaster can
bang,
do for you today, Clyde? You've been a marvelous customer, and I do so much love making your acquaintance, but I've got to get back to spreading the wonderful waves of the Cogcaster across the Aether.
No, you were good. This is a lot. I just don't want to go down those stairs. I hope you understand. Is there another way down from here? Or is that the only way?
Well, we've got this wonderful elevator.
And he kind of motions over towards this. There's this clockwork mechanism that has a small little platform right there.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I couldn't believe you carried all this up these stairs. Well, thank you. And I will introduce some of my companions to you, because I'm sure all of this It'll be interesting to him.
It was marvelous to meet you.
We're no longer going to be adventurers. We're going to be bun moguls, and we're just going to name our buns after the adventuring incidents. A hell portal opened up. Guess what? New flavor of buns.
This is recon mission.
Our
best seller.
A nice, sweet, crispy exterior, and then you bite in, and there's fucking ghost pepper sauce.
Oh no, which of the buns that just has a bunch of tentacles?
Oh no.
We've also got this bun over here. It's called the Galreth's Estate. We've slaved away making it in the kitchen all day.
Come on down for free buns at Galreth's Estate today.
Made with 100% pure pallid flour.
Oh my goodness, guys, this is so much fun.
Yeah, no, Clyde is now going to take the elevator down this time, because otherwise I was going to burn a first level spell and throw myself off the edge.
Yeah.
Every D&D campaign starts like it's Diablo and ends like it's Stardew Valley.
Oh man.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I have to
Yeah,
agree.
Clyde's going to Kobold or go home. If no one's here to stop him, so he's going to Kobold or go home.
All right, we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah. We all know how that's gonna go.
We leave Clyde unattended, by the way.
It's fine. It's gonna be the last time I can do this until I come up with a lot more
I'm
money.
immediately amending all of our posters to also have a picture of Clyde's bun and a little like advertising blurb.
Like that could also be the things like once we build up the Iron Horizon is just the like, hey, by the way, if you come buy buns at the Seventh Eye, you might run into some of us. Get the celebrity influence.
Let's fucking go!
Oh, they're gonna.
The Seventh Eye is gonna turn from a curiosity shop straight up into a coffee shop with curiosities on display instead of for sale. And then we can like take the curiosities that we had for sale at reasonable prices and mark them way the fuck up so they never sell, and it's just always the exotic thing that could be bought but no one has enough money.
Does Professor
Like those coffee shops that have you can buy the art on their walls, but it's $400 for a painting.
Does Professor Greystorm what?
Does he have any colleagues in economics?
Most certainly. They're not specializing in, but.
All right, we need to find like an economics professor and like figure out like pricing and shit like that.
I mean, Roland worked for some one of these dwarven traders for like a year.
Probably close.
That's for most of this money Clyde got was from the dwarven traders.
We start a podcast on the Aether or whatever.
Dude, oh my goodness, oh shit! Like, we actually, if we buy one of those machines, we can broadcast, right?
No, they are receivers.
You can receive.
The giant mechanism at the top was
we
the
transmitter.
We have 2.1 artificers in the party. We can make it.
Not even 0.5.1.
Can I become a podcaster? Like, I'm serious.
Y'all can do whatever you want.
I'm in. I am so in.
I would be a great interviewer.
Let the world go to shit so we can make more content. I'm in.
For the content.
Just tentacles flying over the city, and all we're doing is interviewing the woman who lost her husband because we didn't slay the fucking monster.
Oh, goodness.
I'm gonna get in like a 3-month alien kick. Just keep bringing like professors in to talk. It's gonna be fucking great.
Gosh. Let's do it.
So, are there flying saucer reports? Like, okay, like legitimately, does like weird shit happen the same way like weird shit happens? Like
the moons are weird as fuck.
We literally chased a werewolf fucking story.
But like unexplained stuff, like dude, is that just like in the common like
conspiracy theories about the 13th moon?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the 13th. That's the name of the podcast, The 13th Moon. We have the shop as the 7th eye, the podcast is the 13th moon.
I love it. I love it.
What a
Half of the allure is going to be how we made it from the 7th eye to the 13th moon. They're going to be like, where did the other 6 come from?
Yeah,
No.
We're going to tease it every episode and never talk about it.
What we need to do is on the off weeks, we just have like whoever is able to tune in, we just have like an
Just get
in-character
together.
improv session of an actual podcast in character.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Let that give bonuses to the when we come back. based
That's
on
how you
good
earn
we did.
inspiration.
That's just
Or-
gonna become the main campaign.
That's how you get extra money in between sessions.
I will absolutely improv a different guest star every week.
Oh my goodness.
And that's how we make it seem like we have so many people's role is just coming in disguise as other people.
Noah can just
Technically still in character.
Noah can just come in as Nova Scott as himself and talk about Reign of the Machine Knights or his next campaign.
Yeah.
And we just cross all the streams.
They're pretty interesting.
Oh gosh.
I'm so down.
Okay.
Instead of
well-
the table talk, let's do the 13th moon podcast.
Well, before we close this one up, it is the afternoon of the 4th day of Siphoros. You guys have about 3.5 days before the Lord's Festival begins. Is there any other activities that you wanted to get to before that time that you haven't already specified?
I am legitimately I'm pulling 16-hour days in the library and then asking for a cot between the shelves. Like it's with just papers spread everywhere of like going through the notes from the Mournlands, going through the book, going through books on code and cipher, going through like maps, going through like everything I can assemble.
And is your focus on this the harvest journal, or is it on the connection of 12 that you've noticed, or all of the above, or something else?
It's kind of I'm gonna say it's the ADHD, all of the above of like whatever captures the hyper focus, and then when he grabs a clue that ties into something else, he runs that rabbit trail to like hyper focus down that one and find everything he can on that, and then try and bring it back around. So he's not going to set anything aside for later. It's like whatever comes up, he will dive down it and see what he can find, because everything is spiderwebbed and unconnected right now, and he wants to find where shit connects. That's the focus, finding where stuff connects.
Okay. And then
I would like to make it. Oh shit.
No,
sorry.
go ahead.
I would like to make it, if at all humanly or hobgoblinly possible, that people are humming the Ballad of Boko coming up into the Lord's Festival.
Okay.
So every single gathering place near en route as travelers are coming into the city, I'll play for free.
Yeah. And Roland, go ahead and give me one, let's see, it's an advantage check here with an additional half your proficiency bonus. So
Round it
we'll
up,
do
so +2.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me
And
that on a
I'll be-
history check or investigation check here.
Okay, and I'll be praying the whole fucking way through.
Sure. And Rennie, go ahead and give me a performance check at advantage.
Heck yeah.
You've already got people within the North
Oh my
Ward, and we'll see how many
gosh,
other
that's
wards you
terrible.
can get to.
Oof. What was with your rolling today?
What do you mean today?
Well, I was being generous.
While Rennie is making that roll, Jasira, you had mentioned that you're helping out with the Buns and kind of taking a walk to collect yourself after everything that had come through. Is there any other activities Jasira is taking over the next handful of days?
I was just about to message about that. I think daytime she'll focus on the Buns because she cannot deal with the people outside right now. I think just the anxiety is bubbling the closer we get to it. And therefore she's gonna channel that anxiety, and she's just gonna fucking be sparring like half the night. So if she's not in her trance and she's not making buns, she's fucking sparring. She's trying to...
Give me an acrobatics check, Jasira.
Let's farm these crits. We want to farm some crits eventually. That's what we want to do. But the dog is doing dumb things. I'm sorry, hold on. I adore her. But she is too trusting.
Hang on.
Hi. Let's see. And you said acrobatics?
Do I have any?
Voila.
Okay.
That is a nat 1.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Hot garbage. Hot garbage.
Spicy.
You said you were farming crits, but you were not specific.
That was the one I wanted to farm.
I need one more level, and then I would have had something that would have affected my roll.
You didn't mean at advantage, right?
Woes
'Cause
of
that would be cool.
multiclassing.
Rhea,
Oh no, this is a feat.
Rhea, you and the Schultz had been taking on jobs for the job board. I'll ask for you in this moment. What was Rhea's either favorite or most notable job from the job board that she completed over this number of days?
Probably the first one, just because going back to having a clear mission with an achievable deadline that mostly involved stabbing things was such a refreshing relief, and she knew what was going on and finally felt like competent again. That was very nice.
I love it. And the Schultz, what about for you?
I'd say probably my favorite would be actually going around and fixing some of the radios about town. So people absolutely love tuning into the show. So it's really nice to be able to get those things tuned up. And
Yes.
some strange things going over some of these.
Yes.
And you start to hear more and more this new show that crops up of Tales from the Seventh Eye about this adventuring group known as the Iron Horizon.
I'm gonna raise an eyebrow when that comes up. Just
Your eyebrow goes up, and then the ad pops up, and the other eyebrow goes way higher.
And
I'm gonna kill him.
for Ray and the Schultz, is there anything else that you want to? Is there anything else that either of you two would like to do over the next few days before the festival?
Don't think other than because I already got the infusion on, so I think I should be good.
Okay. And for Rhea?
Check my notes.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I should be good.
Ray is not much of a preparer anyway.
For Clyde, is there anything else that you are doing over these next few days besides spreading word of the Aethergram?
That he's gonna go to Copel or go home and buy however much money 20 gold will get him worth of Aethergram.
Oh, for the Aethergrams, 20 gold, we'll say, gets you a bundle pack of 6 of these little radio machines.
And then I want to spend 250 gold on the gotcha machine.
Of course. Go ahead and give me 5 D100s, and we'll get into those next time.
Yep.
Get him.
I have enough for one. I haven't used all my money yet.
I don't care.
And while you're rolling those, we'll get to Boko.
Really low.
Boko, is there anything else that you are doing over these next few days?
So Boko is set up. He is going to be riding that constitution save that happens when you stay up too long for the next 2 days. By day, he is going to be Mr. Fix-It for every single bounty board problem that you can imagine. And then by night, leveraging every single flash of genius, every resource, every spell slot into helping take care of the people at the hospice.
Okay. Tell me about one of these evenings at the hospice and one of the events that occurs that Boko needed to stand in and provide assistance, and what that assistance looked like.
And so Boko has taken a couple different roles. one of which is almost like a floor overseer, sort of popping his hands and mind into any procedure or any treatment that is being that seems like it's not going the way it should. And so leveraging his understanding not only of the intimate anatomy of the humans, but both spiritual and mechanical assistance. And then as Boko is moving through the hospice, not so much of an emergency, but more of just an orphan lying on a cot, seemingly forgotten just because of their stability, but fevering day over day over day. And Boko just making sure to stop in on them repeatedly, over and over, tending to their wounds, changing their cloths, trying to keep that fever down.
And Boko, go ahead and give me a medicine check with this as well.
Let's see here. All right, some good numbers today, guys.
And is anyone trying to do any activities in tracking down any of the things related to the explosion and that mystery? I know that Boko mentioned that he was leaving a note for the mage Kivahal, and I know that Roland is looking into the Harvest Journal. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to track on that thread?
We probably should do something in order to curry favor with the Verdant Vale to get all of them in on this.
And I'll say along that thread, you do know that back when you had first met Redbeard, one of the things that he discussed was the ability to show you where Dosk was smuggling things in the dock ward.
Mm-hmm. That could be something that requires punching.
There's some sort of violence.
So something to think on. Again, we'll cover an overview of the 3 days, and if that's something that you guys want to track down, we can handle it at the beginning of next section. But before we end off, you all did send Morian, Redbeard, and Alma to go and talk to the Verdant Vale about some of the proposal that you had.
I mean, specifically, it was are the three of them interested, and then we'll see if we can get the Vale interested.
Well, and it was, yes. Are the three of them interested? And they said, we're going to go back and ask and see what is going on for us to see if we're even available.
Fair.
But Morian...
They got to check their busy schedule.
Yeah. Morian, as you sit in a familiar space with Redbeard, Alma, Zane, the only one missing is Maine, and that's not unusual. The rest of you gather as Redbeard has just given a rough account of some of the things that have happened and the request for the three of them to assist with whatever this mysterious effort is that could be dangerous and quite aggressive. Maureen, you kind of wait for a moment, watching and looking over, kind of trying to gauge reactions of the individuals in this room. And Zane is kind of the first one to speak up. You know, I think that it could be a good idea. The more ways that we can get on their good side is probably for the better. It doesn't hurt to have us around. Maureen, you've been quiet. What are your thoughts? You've seen a lot of them lately.
I confess I'm intrigued. And maybe a bit disturbed at having something like this practically on our borders. I mean, they said it was an estate outside of the town, but none of the estates are that distant, and all of the estates wield a significant amount of influence in our town.
If they,
I confess I'm curious. I'm inclined to say, yeah, I want to do it.
if they're interested in a estate, there must be something of intrigue going on, and it could be a good opportunity to get to know what they care about more. There's
And you know me, I love information.
There's a cracking of metallic hands as the bulk of Garrick sits off to the side, his bald head and bushy mustache just glowering in the dim light here. He yawns a little bit.
I don't think that it's something that we all need to get involved in unless they ask for it, though. I think if they just want the three of you, you should... And you three are interested.
He kind of looks individually at each of you. And Maureen, you catch there's a lot of contemplation on Redbeard's face. And Alma has the same passive smile that she always has.
Lights out, no one's home.
I
think you
sent I subtle a message to Redbeard. Come on, let's do it.
I don't know. We don't know a whole lot about this. It could be dangerous. Especially if we don't have everyone.
Of course it's dangerous. That's how we... But that's... would you rather have something dangerous just over our threshold that we don't know about? And I'm going to pour in my charisma for persuasion, particularly with Redbeard.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I don't campaign for much, you know that. And I'm actively... Ugh, dreadful roll for me. I'm with you tonight, Roland. Let's do this. Let's find out more. Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be hella dangerous. That's why we need each other, right?
Redbeard kind of looks over to the last chair that is empty and then the one next to it.
Well, you haven't said anything yet. What are your thoughts on it, Andy?
And Andy kind of looks back and forth. Things are busy right now. There's a lot going on. But these individuals have made themselves known, and that doesn't seem like it's going to stop. I think one way or another, we need to see what they're doing. And if we help them out and earn some favors with them, that's all the better. And if they burn out and we need to leave them behind, I know you all are capable of that too. Things are going to be busy with the festival, and with that explosion that just went off, I would be surprised if it was quiet. I think
we're still doing it though, right?
I think that having an opportunity for you all to get out of the city might be good. Perhaps more of us should be looking for those opportunities. I'd really rather avoid any of us being at the wrong place at the wrong time. There's kind of some nods around the room. Andy looks over at you, Morian. Do you think that you all will be all right? Just the three of you.
Doubtful. If you want an honest opinion.
Do you think that we should still continue on with our enrollment in the Lord's Festival?
That I'll leave to you. Those sorts of games have never been my strong suit.
I think you were quite helpful in getting us as far as we got last year. I feel like it's too good of an opportunity to pass up, but I'm not sure when they're going to want to act. if you hear that they're trying to move during the festival, just get a word to me. Zane, you can be nearby them, yeah? And Zane nods. And Garrick, I know you're not excited about it, but be close enough that if they need a hand, you can give too. I'm going to try and lay low. Avoid going to any more events with my father. Perhaps I'll try and get out to an estate of my own. But I'll be here for the festival. And I'll wish you all good luck on whatever it is. If you can get any more details to us, let us know.
Always.
And with that...
Darlings, I do think I have an invitation to go accept armor. Shall you join me?
Of course. I'd love to. She kind of floats over, picking up her skirt as the two of you exit.
Ta, darlings. Redbeard will get with you later.
You catch the end of some conversation in the room as you two leave. And with that, we will wrap up tonight's session and catch up with the events up to and starting off the Lord's Festival next time. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you then.